Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today for another game of chess. We're going to be exploring some interesting openings and strategies, and I hope you'll learn something new and have some fun along the way. So grab your favorite snack, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of chess together. Today, where we have a fascinating game between two players with vastly different rating levels. In this rated bullet game, we have G. Gegolu GG playing as white, and Ikvana Sirasmail playing as black in lichess.org. The game started with 1. E4 from white, followed by E5 from black, and we have the 4 knights game, Italian variation on the board. This opening is characterized by the moves Nf3, Bc4, and Nc3 from white, and Nc6, Nf6, and Bc5 from black. The 4 knights game, Italian variation is a classic chess opening that arises after the moves 1, E4 E5 2, Nf3 Nc6 3, Bc4 Nf6 4, Nc3. It is a common and traditional opening, dating back to the 17th century. In this opening, both players develop their knights and bishops to active positions in the center of the board. White's bishop on c4 attacks black's pawn on e5, and black's knight on f6 defends it. White's knight on f3 also attacks black's pawn, but black's knight on c6 defends it. The name, 4 knights, comes from the fact that each player has 2 knights on the board, and the pieces are symmetrical in position. This can lead to complex and tactical play, as both sides jockey for control of the center and try to create imbalances in the position. In the Italian variation, after 4, Nc3, white aims to control the d5 square with the knight and prepare to castle kingside. Black has several options to respond, including continuing to develop with moves like 4, b7 or 4, bb4, or immediately challenging white's central control with 4, d5. The 4 knights game, Italian variation is a flexible and versatile opening, suitable for players of all levels. It can lead to both sharp and tactical positions, as well as more strategic and positional ones, depending on how the players choose to play. Overall, it is a great opening to study and add to your repertoire. Continue to the game. After the opening, both players continued to develop their pieces, with 5, d3 and 6, b3 from white and 4, d6 and 6, b7 from black. White's 8, bd5 was a curious move, as it seemed to block their own pawn structure, but perhaps white had plans to attack on the king side. The game continued to be a back-and-forth battle, with both players vying for control of the center. Black was able to create an isolated pawn on d4 after 11, bxd5 12, exd5, but they compensated for it by having a more active piece placement. Black was able to launch an attack on the king side with 15, f5, which led to the exchange of pawns on f5 and g4. White tried to counterattack with 16, qe2, but black was able to maintain their advantage. The game took a decisive turn with 19, a4, which allowed black to open up the a-file and put pressure on white's position. White responded with 20, qd5, but after 20, a3 plus 21, kb1 rb8, black was in control of the game. Black continued to put pressure on white's position, and after 26, qf6, black was threatening a discovered attack on white's rook on e4. White was forced to give up their rook on e4 with 27, d4, but this allowed black to play 27, qxf2 and gain a decisive material advantage. The game ended with a beautiful checkmate by black after 30, qxe1. A fantastic game by Ikvana Sirasmail, who was able to take control of the game early on and maintain their advantage throughout. In this game, black was able to capitalize on white's weaknesses and mistakes to secure a win. One lesson we can learn is the importance of tactical awareness and taking advantage of opportunities presented during the game. For instance, in move 18, black was able to execute a powerful move by sacrificing their bishop to force white's king into a vulnerable position, ultimately leading to checkmate in move 30. Another lesson is the importance of developing a plan and executing it effectively. Black was able to steadily develop their pieces and create pressure on white's position, while also anticipating and countering white's moves. This strategic approach allowed black to maintain control of the game and ultimately secure a win. Furthermore, this game highlights the importance of being familiar with common openings and their variations. Both players played the four knights game, Italian variation, and black was able to utilize their knowledge of the opening to gain an advantage. Overall, this game emphasizes the importance of tactical awareness, strategic planning, and familiarity with common openings. By applying these principles to your own gameplay, you can increase your chances of success on the board. Thank you for tuning into this exciting game, and I hope you learned something new about the four knights game, Italian variation. Until next time, keep playing and studying chess, and we'll see you in the next video.